I think that Canadian Conservative leader and opposition leader Andrew Scheer, as well as Conservative Manitoba Premier Brian Pallister, should be locked up. In other words, thrown in jail. All these conservative, all these right-wing retards that support the Conservatives and the Republicans, they all love to call for the imprisonment, for the locking up of left-wing politicians. Like I've heard them say lock up former Alberta Premier, NDP Alberta Premier Rachel Notley, Prime Minister and Canadian Liberal leader Justin Trudeau, as well as former Democratic leader Hillary Clinton. They love chanting, lock them up, lock them up. Well, I think that Andrew Scheer and Brian Pallister should be locked up. There's been several pictures that have surfaced of both Andrew Scheer and Brian Pallister at Toronto Pearson International Airport this past week, waiting to catch a flight and like having a conversation with each other while they were not wearing masks. And at Toronto Pearson International Airport, the policy is very clear, states it on their website. They have numerous signs up throughout the airport, and they make announcements every few minutes. They have automated announcements over the PA systems that face coverings are mandatory at all times for everyone, for customers and airport staff, anyone and everyone who was on Toronto Pearson International Airport property until further notice, that they must wear masks while inside and outside on airport property. The only exceptions to those rules, is for children under the age of 2, people who are unable to remove masks without assistance, and for people with breathing difficulties such as asthma. And the only time that healthy people that are 2 and older are allowed to not wear a mask while they're at Toronto Pearson International Airport until further notice is if they're eating or drinking. Well, Stephen Harper and Brian Pallister were not eating or drinking at the time that they were seen not wearing masks. And the thing is, since there's special emergency orders in place across Canada and in many parts of the world for that matter, calling for special measures to combat COVID-19, if you violate those emergency measures, you're subject to fine and imprisonment. Andrew Scheer, if anyone, of all people, Andrew Scheer especially needs to be locked up for contravening an emergency order put out by the various health departments put out by the health department, contravening that, for stealing money from the Conservative Party of Canada to put his 5 kids through private school. And I've also heard allegations of Andrew Scheer attending KKK meetings. So I say for Andrew Scheer, lock him up. I sincerely hope Andrew Scheer catches COVID-19 and dies from it. I hate that piece of garbage. He's a worthless rat. He is... I don't know how someone that horrible would have the nerve to participate in Canadian politics. He is one of the worst politicians in Canadian history. He's a piece of garbage. I'll say it again. Lock up Andrew Scheer. I hope Andrew Scheer dies.